Nia's gonna be mad.
Nah, this was just a test.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Yes, I hear you talking.
What's up?
All right, welcome back. Think we got it all solved
I hope so.
and set up.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly.
I know. I'm to the YouTube.
Oh, to the spot.
Yeah, YouTube. Can you hear me? Well, why don't you just end this one and then? Oh, who's online? What's up?
Who's online? Come on, something in the comments. Make it happen.
Give us a wave. Nah.
One time I did a boxing
Mm-hmm.
before the boxing fight,
Mm.
and so I started talking. Actually, not a review, a prediction.
Oh, you said 7th round, right?
Yeah.
Damn.
And it was the
I
I said sixth round 6, and
Oh,
he knocked
man.
him out in the 7th round.
I bet you if we created a live stream that was illegal and then had a podcast at the same time and then had illegal people talk to each other because we're all doing something illegal, it would probably get some good content.
That would be funny.
And illegal, but it would be funny.
But everybody would have to be masked behind a VPN.
We could probably just do it in international waters.
What are the closest international waters?
Well, I don't know, probably the pier, right? I mean, you can just go down to Long Beach.
Can you just go off the coast of California? Don't they reach, doesn't the border reach out beyond the coast? But there are different rules
Pretty sure there's just different rules
on the water.
Yeah. We get a little dinghy.
Yeah.
Call it dinghy talks.
So what are the rules like for murder on right off the coast of San?
Oh.
Like, and who tries you?
Interpol.
Really?
Yeah.
Interpol.
Yeah.
Not Interpol. Interpol.
Oh yeah, Interpol. Interpol.
But Interpol, get it?
Yeah.
Because you're in water.
Oh, that's right. International police. Under maritime law, they hang you out there though.
I wonder if
it's just they have like everything. It's kind of crazy. They have prisons that float, like big rigs, and then they have the boards that they make you stand on the plank.
Who has this?
That's what they use in the Gulf. In the Gulf of Mexico, when you go from one iron rig to another.
Yeah.
They make you stand on the plank.
Did you, when you were traveling Europe, did you see any prisons?
No, but Sweden.
They have like open prisons or something. Is it them?
No, they don't need prisons because everywhere looks like a prison.
It's just so like bland.
It's so communal. It's insane. But they have some really, really nice ponds and pond houses and lake houses. Really nice ones.
I've seen lake houses.
Really nice
I've actually not seen them in person, but like on Architecture Digest.
Yeah.
They were one of the first, obviously, because they are also they're all water people basically. Yeah. They were like one of the first people to,
which I find weird because it's freezing.
That's much better. Like you're close to the mic. Yeah.
Learning process, not technical difficulties. Yeah, what's weird about them is their terrain. So it's very similar to something you would see here, but you see a lot more of it, and it's in close proximity. So you're on a 2-hour train, and you're going through rolling hills and mountains and greenery, but you see beautiful plains for maybe 20 minutes, and all of a sudden you see a lake house that's on a ridge or something, or a plateau with a house on it, and then there's another lake and the houses scattered around it, and the train banks all the time, so it'll bank into so it'll bank into different terrains.
Okay.
So you get like a different view of it.
Why does the terrain bank? I don't get what.
Because I think of the way the hills are rolling.
Okay. But it has to do with the way they sort of like set up the.
Yeah, they probably don't destroy.
Okay, because they're that place. Are they the place that has the neighborhoods in circles? Have you seen those neighborhoods?
No, I've seen that in Dubai.
Yeah, so they have. I think this is in Sweden. They have neighborhoods that are. I mean, obviously they're not all like that, but they have like circled, a group of houses that are built in a circle, and I think the backyards are wider. It's wider in the back. Is it wider in the back? No, thinner in the back, wider in the front. And so all the houses are sort of set. Let me see. This is why we need to. Will you open that up?
Yeah.
Um.
It's my birthday. My name's Don. Julio Ricardo, the 7th. But you can just call
me Don James
or DJ.
So
in a circle. Well, it was just weird. All of their houses looked the same. All the houses looked the same, but then you would see a G-Wagon out front.
Really?
Yeah, and all the houses are like one story. We went into a house. It was so weird that it was a great house, but the way that it was set up, it freaked me out. So I took photos of the bathroom. It was so clean that I thought that people were getting murdered. And it's just different. We have a lot of, I think we have a lot of clutter in America, maybe.
Okay.
We're maybe a bit more sentimental towards things, whereas I don't think they had any sentiment towards any of their objects. So they had a chair, and they had things that were functional and looked nice, but they didn't have like a photo on the wall. And if they did have a photo on the wall, it was like just the photo.
Okay, right. So do you think that's just like, is that, I mean, so all the people that I have met from Sweden, like people that I've had personal interaction with, are pretty creative, like in terms of design.
Yeah.
They can draw, they can build things better than, like, if we gave that person 5 pieces of loose leaf and said build an art piece. Mine would look like a ball of paper, and theirs would actually look like something.
I could see that. They were all dressed well.
Yeah.
I think
they're all dressed well. That's true.
They care about your way of life, and also
it's Copenhagen.
Oh, so not too far.
Yeah. See what I mean?
But similar. That's wild.
Yeah.
Man.
Now,
you know what that just proves? You need people.
Oh, right. Do you need to be around people?
Yeah. And also, it's like you have a massive backyard. Anyone can do anything in the back, but you just need people.
Yeah.
What sucks about that is that literally you can make you only let people into your neighborhood that you like. There's some massive yards.
Yeah. They're really long.
Yeah.
There's other ones I've seen too that are smaller than that. Those are pretty big.
That's probably set up like that for electricity.
And
that probably wasn't because they wanted to do that. I guarantee the government did that. Yeah,
just to make it easy to get all the places serviced.
Yep. And then when you hate, cul-de-sac number D34, you just
you leaving a pic. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Can you give her your car keys?
Push the start.
Uh-oh.
Joking.
You know what I wonder?
Huh? Yeah.
I wonder if do you remember seeing power lines?
No, I don't remember. I can honestly look through my photos to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't remember seeing it.
That's one of the things I think are just atrocious, just ugly.
Yeah. I wonder. I'm sure they had some. I'm sure.
Yeah, they probably do, but I mean, it's like something we need to figure out how to get rid of.
I probably have them underground though. I mean, it's small. As much as the thing about Sweden and even Norway especially, they cluster around their cities and they have major cities and that's about it. But when you go in between areas, I think most of the places that are really nice are vacation homes. There's a lot of open space.
And people, did you go to any of those boathouses?
No. But what they do is they keep their life very lean, and then
Okay.
they ball out on everything else. Like they even keep their weddings like pretty lean, pretty creative.
Okay.
But apparently they have massive houses on the Baltic,
Really?
like massive houses. Like this dude that we were at the wedding. He was like one of the top surgeons, I think, in Sweden. Something like I think they rank him. I think he was number 2,
Okay.
and he had
Well,
like
we
a
rank them too,
12-person
but it's all subjective.
house in the Baltic, just hanging out there. It's so nice to even go in the winter.
Wow.
I saw it too. It was pretty dope. But
Yeah.
I was like, why would you want a beach house on the Baltic? It's cold.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's kind of like Colorado. Remember, just hanging out.
yeah,
just can't- you
it's
can't-
nice. It's nice being on the water. It's real nice. And also I think it was only like a 2-hour train, and their train system's so nice.
Really?
Man. Oh yeah.
So we don't have anything that compares.
I mean, we have the metro, but it's just dirty. Like you would never like want to lick a seat.
Okay.
Yeah. But you know, also we have to realize like sometimes you talk like that. Even I was thinking about it, but we have to be grateful for the fact that everyone's accepted into certain classes of travel. You don't really see a homeless person on their trains, or maybe even homeless people.
So you don't even see homeless people at all.
I didn't see any,
Right.
but it's kind of sad. I mean, what are they doing? Either they don't have homeless people, or
Well, I think maybe their system doesn't allow for homeless people.
true, they probably all work.
Yeah, they probably have it. You know, they're one of those countries that all the socialists in this country want to model our system behind.
We can't.
Tell me.
So I had a conversation with one of the Swedes, really nice guy, and I said, okay, if, and I don't even know why I thought about this. I've asked a few people about it. I was like, if I were in Sweden during the thick of winter and I was stranded and I went up to someone's door and I asked, may I stay for the night? Would they let me stay?
He's like, what?
He said, and there's more backstory. I think it was like, what do I say? If he was like, well, they would just tell you like, get the F out.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, why? And he was like, not, it's right, but I think because of the way you look, they just naturally wouldn't accept someone.
Really?
Yeah.
Somebody that wasn't,
because we were also in like a really safe space, and it wasn't. And the way he explained it, I'm not sure if it was as frank as that, but he pretty much said it would be difficult for that to happen. He was like, me probably do it, but he's like, honestly though, like you have a really random person outside your house, like who would let someone random in? And I was like, to be honest, I wouldn't either. So, but he says that that's usually what he's like, that's what you would run into. And he said the main issue is because they don't have much diversity in their culture.
Well, that makes sense.
So that's why I say communism and socialism in the construct of diverse communities is difficult, because it's hard to be convinced that, well, it's hard to convince people that have been told their whole lives that other people are different. So
right. Well, yeah, this is what I told my friend Fireman, who was, I think he came from Iran. I shouldn't have used your name. Sorry, Fadi. He came from Iran, and he moved. I think he lived in either Switzerland first or Sweden first. But he loved Sweden, and he was considering living there, like actually leaving here and moving there, just because he liked. He's also the kind of person that doesn't like the beach. He likes mountains.
It's a good spot.
Yeah.
Sweden is much nicer than Norway too, from what I hear. I hear there's a lot more.
Sweden is nicer than Norway
in the sense to live.
Oh, to live. Okay.
Apparently, there's nothing to do in Norway.
Yeah, I hear that from I've known a couple of people from Norway. I used to work with them.
But apparently,
they want to get the hell out of there.
It's crazy.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, but like, I guess how much can you hike?
Right. And then when we meet people that hike all the time, like we met some people when we were in Argentina in the airport, and they had been hiking in Chile for months, and they just look like mountain people. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Just like
it's not
dirty
my
fingernails
it's not my groove.
and you know how people get like on their hands, they get like
Yeah,
hangnails
yeah.
and anyway, they just look like they look bad. They actually their skin look great. Um,
No, you just have a nice little tint of dirt.
every part of their body was a tint of dirt.
Oh
Yeah,
man, no.
yeah, you could tell they were just like. I guess when you're living out in the woods for so long, you have a different sense of hygiene.
Yeah. That's when I realized I was a city boy, and I was so sad when I figured it out. We were in Madison, Wisconsin, and we went for one of their game days. And it's like, it's a Big Ten school, so it's gigantic. And the whole town was decked out. I'm talking thousands of people. Every single parking lot was a bar. And there was at least like 300 people in each parking lot. It was
Wow.
insane. And it was like
Where is this?
in Madison,
Okay.
Wisconsin. I mean, it's a site for sure. And then
Okay.
the whole town is like committed to this. And everyone's like drinking, going crazy, but they're all dressed up in like red sweatpants and then like a sweatshirt and then a beanie. And
Okay.
they're just getting absolutely trashed. Like it was 12 p.m. and people were like throwing stuff and like grabbing you and it was different too. It wasn't like the city or even like Los Angeles. It was just different. I think because they're so like pulled away from everything.
Yeah.
People were nice. It was weird. It's like when people get trashed, it was like they were nice.
Mm.
And they were super welcoming.
Okay.
In a weird way. Like I don't know. Sometimes when you go somewhere, you kind of feel like you're odd man out.
Yeah.
But they was like totally welcoming. They were just there to support the team and then have a good time.
Right.
That was it. And it was like that was the common goal that everyone was like going towards, and then that was it. But I mean, the bars were just like disgusting. Everything was nasty.
Because there's just like an influx of people all at one time.
And
I wonder how many people, like additional people.
Probably 100,000 maybe.
Wow. Well, for an infrastructure of.
Well, I think there's 150,000 people that live there.
Okay, I'm gonna need notes because I had like when you were talking about this, I had like 45 things go through my mind at one time. Like such as, what's the population of Madison?
I think it's 120. Epic is 10% of the town, so we can hypothesize that it's between 100 and 150.
And then the other thing that went through my mind was also, excuse me, why people in those areas are nicer. You know what I mean? So they say when you drink, that the true person comes.
I think drinking is a part of the culture, right? So they don't have a middle ground. It's also the Midwest. People are generally nicer in the Midwest.
Yeah.
And drinking is a part of the culture. So it's like when you lift, and if you're lifting hard, if you lift hard with someone that's not used to lifting, they're going to be in pain.
Right.
But if that's what you're used to, then you're going to have to learn to adapt. So I think everyone was at least 10 drinks deep.
Wow.
At least.
Wow. And this is mostly guys or guys and girls?
No, guys and girls. Everything.
Let me ask you a question. What was the average size of a person?
Gigantic. Gigantic. But I mean, it's so funny. It was like, no, I think one of the things was no one was put together. No one did their hair.
Right.
Not one girl was like really did anything.
Like nobody.
I think the biggest thing was like I noticed like girls were having like their hair was just like flowing. They didn't like straighten it or anything like that. It was just like completely flowing. Guys like weren't doing their hair. It looked like they just like roll out of bed.
Right.
I saw some black dudes like their hairs were just like they weren't like freshly lined up or anything.
Yeah.
And so I was like, this is different. It's just I guess it's just they have different priorities.
Right.
Things they like, which was good though because like I said, people were welcoming.
Right. Huh.
They were totally excited to talk, and we had a great time.
I had a theory about why people are hostile in certain areas. Like if you go to the South, you know, they have this thing they call Southern hospitality. But sometimes I wonder if it's really Southern hospitality or if it's really,
baiting.
Luring.
Yeah, baiting.
Yeah, baiting. Yeah. Because that's a huge part of the culture that people don't talk about. And last night I was having dinner with some friends, and one of them was raised in Texas, and he was the first guy that ever alluded to that I've heard that's from the South that ever alluded to the fact that they do that. You know what I mean? That's just a part of their thing. Like, hey, come on in, you know?
Yeah.
Come
Well,
on
man.
in. We'll take care of you.
Oh man, that's not cool at all.
Don't worry about the softness of my voice.
Well, I was working in Kentucky, and I was telling you about how everyone seems so nice, right?
Yeah.
And then they come in with a review, and they're just like, you have to. It's so funny. We would have to come back into the room, and we have to talk about it,
right?
And we'd be like, wait, they're actually pissed.
you're like, what? Did they like it?
Yeah. They never like, yeah, this just isn't up to par.
Right.
But I really like everything else you did.
Yeah.
Nah, this just isn't gonna work. You're doing this completely wrong. And you're like, huh. And if you heard that any other tone, like you just I'm telling you, every time I'm like, oh, like how'd it go? Or how what's the sentiment? Like I really just can't tell.
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't know, I think it's going well.
Okay.
But sometimes we come back and we're like, huh. It's a lot worse than we thought it was.
Right.
So
are they passive aggressive? Would you?
Ooh.
Because I didn't know that phrase when I was a kid growing up there.
Oh.
And I thinking back, I feel like they are. There's a few instances of things that I saw where people were.
That's hard to say. You know what? Yeah, maybe. And you know why? You can see it now. Text message.
Okay.
Because they are extremely rude on a message.
To amongst
to the point where you're like,
wait, to you or to?
No. Just to the team.
Okay.
You hear like the responses.
Okay.
It's insane. Like for instance, right? We're asking a question. Hey, where do you find?
Wait. Let's we probably shouldn't. Well, let's talk about hostility. We don't want to divulge too much about. So what I was going to say about hostility is, when I went back to Mississippi for the first time, having not been there for many years, and actually doing some of the things that I did when I was a kid. So being out in the woods and going in places that people don't normally go to, so like in the woods. I noticed that everything in Mississippi is hostile.
Yep.
The spiders are hostile, and what I mean by hostile is like spiders in LA are slow.
Yes.
And
small.
They're small, and they sort of just stand there, and they're like a mundane color. They're like a dull brown, or
they're dehydrated.
Yeah. But in Mississippi, the spiders, like, they have colors like that are on this. They'll be black with yellow spots,
and then frightening.
And then there'll also be the size of the body, the size of that broken part of your telephone. So let's say about 3 inches wide. And also there are bees, wasps, snakes, turtles will bite you. And I think that alligators. And I think that just makes, like, can you imagine? So I remember.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It just gives you like a huge amount of anxiety when you walk outside.
Yeah.
Like I was telling your mom, I said, in Mississippi, if you walk outside at night in the summertime, you can't just walk outside onto your porch and then down onto the carport into the car, or down the driveway without paying attention.
Yeah, because you might run into a snake.
You could step on a snake.
You might have some mosquitoes.
Definitely going to have mosquitoes, but there could be, mostly it's the snake that would be an issue.
And on top of the humidity feels terrible.
Yes.
It doesn't, to me, when you talk about it just doesn't sound ideal.
It is not. It's not ideal. It's definitely, you get used to a place like this where you're living in the environment where the weather is pretty constant.
Now, I will say, okay, so when we were there, it's very nasty at night.
Yeah.
It's 95 degrees and 190% humidity. And I might as well wear swim trunks. And is it always like that?
At night
Yeah.
for 3 months out of the year, at least. Yes.
What?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's not cool. Because in Chicago, people complain about the humidity, but
It's not the same
you're
thing.
like you're out on your porch and it's 70 degrees outside and you have shorts and you're just laying out and it feels so nice. And it's 80 degrees and people complain about it. I'm like, you guys have zero idea what's going on.
Yeah, no, it's not the same.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because I was when we were in Chicago for the first time since my daughter has been going to college there. People were complaining about the summer and how the humidity was coming and the weather, heat was coming, and I was thinking, oh man, we're coming back in the summer. It's going to be bad. Got back. I came in the summer. I was like, oh, this is wonderful
Yeah,
weather.
yeah,
This is
great.
amazing. This is not like Mississippi at all.
Oh man, it's so nice. It's crazy.
There's a breeze. First of all, there's no breeze where I'm from. There's no breeze, no wind, and there's a constant breeze because of is it Lake what's
Michigan.
Lake Michigan, and um in that breeze there is a little bit of a coolness that happens.
No, there is a constant breeze. And
Yeah.
It's nice. It's pretty strong.
Yeah.
And plus, everyone kind of congregates towards the lake. And then you'll get more of a breeze because it's flat.
Right. That's true. And I actually there it seems to be a little less. Well, I guess in Chicago in the city, there's definitely less
Mosquitoes?
less stuff in the way of the breeze, except for buildings. So
There's definitely less mosquitoes. Because if there were bugs, it'd be game over.
keep it going.
Uh,
Hey, what happened? There's no comments. What are you people doing out there? How dare you? What is it? Is it just 4 numbers?
No. It's the my ear at the end.
Oh,
So anything's for my travels. What does America have that everywhere else doesn't have?
well, so we can
Access to bathrooms.
That's
Now,
true.
I could write
Access to bathrooms.
I could do a whole thing on bathrooms around the world. Now, Bill Gates is trying to solve the poop solution. I'm just saying I'm just going to document it because I've experienced it. There are too many places where you can poop and smell whoever's pooping next to you, and that's all I can say.
You know, that's funny. I actually did I posted on Twitter something like this about 5 years ago about Elon Musk. I was like, Elon Musk, can you help us out with a way to fix the public restrooms?
Oh man, and you got to
terrible.
give it to our brothers out there in Morocco. You guys, I got to give it to you. I went to the restroom for 30 cents.
30 cents? You have to pay for the restroom?
Yeah, you got to pay for the restroom because you got to pay for the workers that clean it.
Oh, is that what they tell you?
Yeah, but you go into a pigsty basically.
Okay, but you're paying for this.
Yeah. And
it's 30 American dollars?
No, 30 cents. 30
No,
cents.
but 30 cents? That's what I mean? 30 American cents?
No, yes, 30 American cents because it was like one.
Wow, that's a lot of money. So what's the exchange there?
3 to 1, I think.
So it's really $1. No.
Yeah, their dollar. Yeah, but that's how it is in Europe too.
Really?
Yeah, I almost peed. I didn't have a euro on me. It was terrible.
Wow.
Frightening, if anything.
Actually, that was a shocking part to me about Paris. Was the restrooms weren't terrible, but they were still built like 500 years ago.
Yeah, I think they are. People are used to
maybe 1,000 years ago.
Used to whatever you have. I think. I mean, they're just okay with it.
Yeah.
And I think I would say that to our fellow Americans. Thank you for always advancing where we defecate. I mean, even the vacation home we were in, it was sick. But I mean, they had curtains. And that's my thing about the showers. Like, I'm pretty sure showers are supposed to drain into a drain, and then nothing else is supposed to get wet. But every other shower, I mean, we were in some pretty nice places, usually Airbnbs, but they would have like a curtain.
Okay.
And it would just like stop the splash. But then the whole floor was just like filled with water.
Okay. And there's no drain on the floor?
No, there is a drain, but I mean the drain sometimes can only fill so much, and then
Right. No, I don't mean drain for the shower. I mean drain in the bathroom itself.
Oh no, there was some, but I mean, what am I supposed to do in the bathroom? I mean, is the whole thing supposed to be wet? It's like you go use the restroom and then all of a sudden, like your feet are wet.
Right.
So
That's weird.
And then I almost died because of that. Remember?
Oh, that's right, with electrocution.
Yeah. Thank.
I wonder how often that happens.
Shout out to the Santorini hotel for having correct wiring, or else it would have blew the whole place up.
Oh, I was gonna say their wiring probably can't even handle any surges anyway.
Yeah. I mean, the surge broke.
Yeah.
I mean the
fuse.
The fuse broke.
Yeah.
And I felt it go through my body.
Wow, that would have been terrible.
Hey, but what a way to go down, right? Got electrocuted in Santorini.
Yeah.
Anytime we were in some hairy situations, I would always be like, all right, well, at least we went down on a flight to Morocco, or at least we'll die in the Amalfi Coast.
Why is Rick Rubin in the news? Oh, no, he's not. I was trying to see what's happening today.
What is this? Ben-Hur?
Oh, I don't know what that is.
The Jesus. It's a lot of extras.
Scaramucci names 4 witnesses whose testimony could force Trump to resign. Doubt it. They call him Teflon Don.
Ah, it's not bad. You know what? In this day and age where a lot of things can go bad, and you got to really give him credit because he did acting classes.
Yeah, that's true.
All that time in front of camera helped.
Hey, you know what? The guy, I mean, he definitely has. He knows what he's doing. People call him an idiot. He's not an idiot. He's got some talents, and those talents are working. He kicks everybody's ass, no matter where. I was just reading this thing. It says that China.
That's another thing we gotta talk about.
China says no to the world's trash, and I was talking to your sister the other day about how dumb we are with our trash.
Oh, did you know that with recycling, if there's any piece of food or anything like that on anything in the trash, they'll throw it away.
So they don't recycle it.
Basically.
Here.
Everywhere. I mean, at least in Chicago too. That's the main thing in Chicago. But that's like the main thing in China.
So if you put gum in that bottle.
Exactly. The whole thing. Like where it came in. So your trash bag is done. So, most of the times you can just say that it's going to be dirty, so then they just throw it in the trash.
Well, what I don't get, this is what I understand, because I don't remember what country this is. I think it's Japan, where they just have a bunch of different bins for each particular thing.
And I mean, it's taught in school.
Yeah. Why don't we do that? Like if you go down the street here and go to the waste management place, there's this gigantic building, like warehouse with high ceilings, and inside the building are bulldozers and earth moving machines, or whatever you call those things with the hands that can pick up stuff, and they're just sifting through piles of trash, trying to remove, I guess.
You think they're trying to remove stuff?
I don't know what they're doing. I mean, it's a recycling center, so I suppose they must be trying to separate it. But my thing is, when I'm at home.
Yes, you should put it on the user.
Yes, exactly, because it's just not manageable at the end.
We're also talking. This is people that are saying that the climate isn't changing, but we now have summer in July. Summer in Chicago didn't start until July 4th.
Well, I have a theory about that too, and it's controversial. In fact,
the Chilean earthquake shifted the Earth's sphere,
yeah,
and we are now rotating in a different speed. Just saying.
Yeah, we're in a different speed. I don't know about a different speed, but the Earth is definitely in a different position than it was after that earthquake. Because I have some. Well, the poles shifts all the time.
Yeah. Well, the poles, the poles are supposed to switch.
Switch.
Yeah. Someone told me that
Switch.
Switch. Yeah, you should probably look it up because I don't know. Because someone told me it.
Switch.
sure,
Like
yeah.
South Pole is going to be North Pole.
Yeah, I heard that at a
Whoa.
party, and I was like, really?
You were like, what? Or have you drank too much? Like, what are you talking about?
No, I freaked out. Pretty sure I looked it up, but we should check that.
Well, you know what's crazy is a lot of people don't realize that the pole, the actual pole, the place where they register where the North Pole is,
Yeah.
shifts like 400 miles, something crazy like that.
Yeah, it's constant movement. It's also not at the top.
Yeah,
it's like right below the bottom.
But what I was going to say about the weather is, at our house, there's a plant. There's a plant bed in the front of the house. Well, this we actually lost friends because of this, because I shared this theory on I had a drunken rant after maybe 3 IPAs.
Oh my god!
About the possibility that there is no global warming, and they were both Dartmouth graduates who are super liberal, and they were looking at me like, why are you even talking to us right now? And
damn, they got that mad?
They didn't get mad. It was just a damper on the evening.
Oh man. Well, you can't talk about global warming until at least you're leaving. Come on, you got to know that.
Oh, that's funny.
I bring it up, but I always bring it up in side comments.
Cataclysmic pole shift hypothesis is a fringe theory.
Oh, thank Jesus. I was hoping it was wrong.
Oh, but no, it's saying that suggesting that there has been geological rapid shifts in the relative position of the modern day geographic locations of the poles and the axis of the rotating Earth. So they're saying that what I'm saying is not true, creating calamities such as floods and tectonic events. But the poles are shifting, though, buddy. This isn't Wikipedia.
Wikipedia. I mean, it's pretty close. There's a lot of people that got to college because of Wikipedia.
Reversals are the rule, not the exception. Earth has settled in the last 20 million years in a pattern of pole reversal about every 200,000 to 300,000 years.
Okay.
So it has, although it has been more than twice that long since the last reversal. So what's going to happen? Like, do they reverse and shift over time, or do they just all of a sudden flip over? Like, that is interesting. I had never heard this before.
Or does the universe flip?
How long does it take? It says the time it takes for the Earth's magnetic field to reverse polarity is approximately 7,000 years. But the time that it takes for the reversal to occur is shorter at low latitudes than at high latitudes.
What if we turn it into like Pangea?
We might. So anyway, I'm just going to share my little story. So we had a planter in the front of the house that has...
so they're over at our house?
No. We were in Chicago, and I was telling them a story about this planter. So we used, your mom and I went to the Home Depot, and we bought a bunch of plants, and we planted like the front of the house was beautiful with plants. And the way the sun used to hit the front of the house, the plants grew. So there's about a 10, maybe 15 foot planter in front on the left side of the house.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's another planter that's about the same, maybe another 15 feet. But it's separated. Those two planters are separated by the center of the house. You know what it looks like. So all of the plants on the left side died. Not quickly, but they they were fine for years, and then the shift happened and they all died. Okay. Now the planter on the right side still has one plant left from the plants that we planted. But those plants had survived for years after these plants on the left died, but then they slowly died. Now, granted, we have sprinklers that had been on for years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't that we had changed something in the way that they received, let's say, nutrition or water. All of the factors were standard.
Okay.
So the factors didn't change. Only thing that changed is now that section doesn't get the same amount of sunlight that it used to get.
I mean, it could be a multitude of things.
Totally.
More smog, higher trees. Like, did the palm trees grow?
No, they hadn't. They died before the palm trees were even anything significant.
Then I'm with it.
Yeah, it's weird.
Oh, so you can't be that upset over some global warming comments. Come on.
Yeah, and you know me, I'm not like a hostile communicator, especially in groups like that. So, but it was like our first or second time hanging out with them, so they were probably just like, this dude's an idiot. I'm not gonna listen to him talk about it. There's no global warming.
Sometimes you just gotta stay stuff and test the waters.
Yeah, it's probably better. That just means they don't have any open mind to different opinions. Because what I would have just said is,
What? That's a lie.
well, I would have said, "Are you sure?
Show me the truth."
Can we talk about it a little bit? Here's my idea of it. You can't say that the whole world. You can't base the whole world's problems on your one stupid planner, dude.
All right, where's Nia? We gotta get her on too.
Okay, bring her in. Is she over there?
Nia, where you at? It's your time to shine.
Shoot.
Yeah. So, once you put these on, you're going to another round.
I'm eating an apple. Sorry.
No, it's cool. That's a part of the whole experience.
Yeah. Hi. Actually, you know what? We're gonna say goodbye and then we'll come back because I gotta give gotta give her some rules so she doesn't incriminate herself online.
Okay.
Because we are live and there's no turning back. Okay. Bye all the people that are watching. We will and listening. We'll see you soon. We'll come right back.
Bye.
Aren't there any fights tonight?